Hey there, you're looking kind of cute. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other socials. Enjoy. The dark clouds poured heavy rain as the traveler got off the bus. He pulled his hoodie down and moved his backpack on his shoulders. He walked through the wet streets. Water filled his old sneakers with every step. When he got close to his aunt's house, he saw warm light coming from inside. The door opened before he could knock. "There you are, quickly, come inside," his aunt called. "Your cousin's here." He heard loud footsteps on the stairs. 2 young women came down. Terry wore a red sweater and jeans, with her blonde hair in a ponytail. Katie wore a purple dress, her dark curly hair bouncing as she walked. "Look what the storm dragged in," Terry said with a smile. "Very funny." Peter left his backpack by the door. Water dripped from his brown hair onto the floor. "You're all wet. Katie, get some towels. Terry, make some tea." Aunt Susan spoke as she helped him. "How was the trip?" "Long." Peter accepted the fluffy white towel Katie handed him. "Thanks for letting me stay. The exam center's only 20 minutes from here." "Family's family." Aunt Susan steered him toward the kitchen. "When's your test?" "Thursday morning. Electrical engineering certification." Katie set a steaming mug of tea in front of him. "That's 3 days away. You nervous?" Peter's hand trembled slightly as he lifted the mug. "A bit." Terry and Katie exchanged glances across the kitchen table. "You seem more than a bit nervous," Terry observed. "Your shoulders are up by your ears." "I'm fine." "Peter," Katie's voice was gentle, "we can see you're wound tighter than a spring. What's really going on?" He stared into his tea. "Just pressure. Dad expects me to ace this. Says if I don't pass with distinction, I'm wasting his money. That man," Aunt Susan's lips pressed into a thin line, "always was too hard on you. Remember what helped last time you were stressed?" Terry leaned forward. "The relaxation techniques?" Peter's brow furrowed. "Last time? You don't remember?" Katie tilted her head. "Summer before high school? You stayed with us for 2 weeks. That whole summer's kind of fuzzy." The sisters shared another look. "Maybe we should try the hypnotherapy again," Terry suggested. "Dr. Morrison said suppressed memories can cause anxiety." "Hypnotherapy?" Peter set down his mug harder than intended. Tea sloshed over the rim. "Just to help you relax," Katie soothed. "You were so much calmer afterward last time. I don't know. Trust us." Terry reached across and squeezed his hand. "We only want to help." Aunt Susan stood abruptly. "Actually, that reminds me. I have something that might jog your memory." She disappeared into the hallway. Peter shifted uncomfortably in his chair, the wet denim of his jeans clinging to his legs. "What kind of something?" "Here we are." Aunt Susan returned, clutching a photo album. She flipped through yellowed pages before sliding it across the table. "Look familiar?" Peter stared at the photograph. A child around 10 years old beamed at the camera, wearing an elaborate yellow ball gown with puffy sleeves, a black wig styled in a bob with a red bow, and bright red lipstick. "Is that me? Halloween party 8 years ago. You insisted on being Snow White." The room spun. Peter gripped the table edge. "I remember." His voice came out strangled. "I remember the dress, how it felt, how happy I was. And then..." His breathing quickened. "Dad found out. He was furious. Said no son of his would parade around like a... Breathe." Katie moved her chair closer, rubbing circles on his back. "You're safe here." He burned it. "The dress. Made me watch." Tears streamed down Peter's face. "Said he'd cure me of being weak." "That bastard." Terry's fists clenched. "There's nothing weak about you." Aunt Susan's voice was fierce. "Nothing wrong with enjoying beautiful clothes." Peter's hyperventilating gradually slowed under Katie's gentle touch. As his vision cleared, he noticed something odd. Instead of his navy hoodie, he wore a soft pink sweater. His jeans had been replaced by a black skirt that fell to his knees. What am I wearing?" "Your clothes were soaked," Terry explained calmly. "We changed you into something dry while you were processing the memory." "But this is..." "Comfortable?" Katie suggested. You always relaxed better in feminine clothes, even as a child. Peter ran his hands over the soft sweater, feeling the way it hugged his slim frame differently than his usual baggy clothes. I can't wear this. Why not? Terry challenged. Give me one good reason that doesn't involve your father's voice in your head. He opened his mouth, then closed it. The clothes did feel comfortable, natural even. Peter touched the hem of the skirt. People will think, people here don't care. Katie's brown eyes were warm. Mrs. Henderson next door has seen you in dresses before. So has the mailman. What? During those 2 weeks you stayed with us, Aunt Susan explained. You were yourself here, happy. But I don't remember. Your father made sure of that. Terry's jaw tightened. The therapy sessions he dragged you to afterward. Correction therapy, he called it. Peter's stomach churned. Fragments of memory surfaced. Sterile offices, disapproving voices, shame pounded into him until he learned to bury everything deep. We think, Katie said carefully, you should consider living as yourself full-time, as a woman. The words hung in the air. I can't. But even as Peter said it, his hand smoothed the skirt unconsciously. My life, my job? What life? Terry's words stung with truth. The one where you're miserable? Where you can't even pass an exam because you're so stressed pretending to be someone you're not? It's not pretending. I am... Peter faltered. I'm supposed to be... You're supposed to be happy. Aunt Susan's voice brooked no argument. That's all any of us want for you. Katie disappeared upstairs and returned with an armload of clothes. Try these on. See how they feel. I shouldn't... Just try. She pressed a burgundy dress into his hands. What harm can it do? In the bathroom, Peter stared at his reflection. The pink sweater and black skirt transformed his appearance. Without the baggy clothes hiding his shape, he looked... delicate. Feminine. Right. His hands shook as he pulled on the burgundy dress. It was simple, long sleeves, knee-length, with a modest neckline. But wearing it felt like coming home. A knock at the door. You okay in there? Peter's voice cracked. I don't know. Can we come in? He unlocked the door. Terry and Katie entered, Katie carrying a makeup bag. You look beautiful, Katie breathed. I look like a man in a dress. No. Terry studied him critically. You look like a woman who hasn't learned to carry herself yet. Here. She guided his shoulders back. Posture makes a difference. Katie opened the makeup bag. Just a little, to see. Peter found himself nodding. 20 minutes later, he stared at a stranger in the mirror. Foundation evened his skin tone. Subtle eye makeup made his green eyes pop. Lip gloss gave his mouth a soft shine. His brown hair, longer than he usually kept it, had been styled to frame his face. I look like yourself. Aunt Susan appeared in the doorway. The real you. Tears threatened to ruin the mascara Katie had carefully applied. What am I supposed to do with this? Whatever feels right. She hugged him, her, tightly. But first, let's have dinner. You must be starving. The next morning, Peter woke in the guest room. The burgundy dress hung on the closet door. He could put on his dried clothes, pretend yesterday hadn't happened. Instead, he reached for the dress. Terry grinned when he appeared in the kitchen. Good choice. I've got some flats that'll fit you. I can't go out like this. Sure you can. Katie slid a plate of eggs in front of him. We need groceries anyway. The trip to the store passed in a blur. Peter kept waiting for stares, pointing, laughter. Instead, the cashier simply asked if they found everything okay. An elderly woman complimented his dress. A child waved at him by the cereal aisle. See? Terry loaded bags into the car. World didn't end. That evening, Aunt Susan made an announcement. I called in a favor. The department store where my friend Linda works needs temporary help. You start tomorrow. What? I can't work like this? Like what? As yourself? She raised an eyebrow. The pay's decent, and it'll keep your mind off the exam. But, no buts. Linda's expecting you at 9. Peter spent the night tossing and turning. When morning came, Katie helped with makeup while Terry picked out a navy dress with white collar and cuffs. Very professional, Aunt Susan nodded approvingly. You'll do fine. The department store bustled with activity. Linda, a statuesque woman in her 50s, greeted Peter warmly. Susan's told me about you. Don't worry, dear. We're very accepting here. She led him to the children's department. You'll be helping with sales and restocking. Margaret will train you. Margaret, a grandmotherly woman in a lavender blouse, took Peter under her wing immediately. First rule, smile. Second rule, the customer's always right, even when they're wrong. Third rule, comfortable shoes are essential. The morning flew by. Peter found himself enjoying the work, helping mothers find the perfect outfit for their children, organizing displays, chatting with coworkers during break. When lunch rolled around, he realized he hadn't thought about the exam once. You're a natural, Margaret declared. What did you say your name was again? Peter hesitated. The name felt wrong on his tongue now. Actually, call me Maya. Maya, beautiful name, Margaret smiled. Suits you. The afternoon brought a challenge. A woman entered with a child of maybe 12, dressed in obviously masculine clothes, but with long hair and delicate features. The child hunched into themselves, radiating discomfort. We need something formal, the mother explained, for a school interview. Of course, Maya glanced at the child. What kind of school? The mother lowered her voice. Rosewood Academy, it's specialized for transgender students. The child's head shot up, eyes wide with hope and fear. Maya knelt to their eye level. Rosewood's a wonderful school. My friend's daughter goes there. She loves it. A white lie, but the relief on the young face was worth it. What's your name? Jordan. Barely a whisper. But What would you like to be called? Jessica. That's a lovely name. Maya stood, mind made up. I think I know exactly what Jessica needs. May I? The mother nodded, tears in her eyes. Maya spent the next hour with them, selecting appropriate interview clothes that made Jessica beam. A modest gray skirt suit that fit perfectly. Simple flats, a white blouse with pearl buttons. As they stood before the mirror, Jessica transformed. Shoulders back, chin up, smile radiant. You look beautiful, sweetheart, her mother whispered. I look like me, Jessica breathed. After they left, Margaret patted Maya's shoulder. That was wonderful. You have a gift. The words warmed Maya throughout the rest of her shift. As she organized a rack of dresses, the entrance bell chimed. She glanced up automatically, then froze. Her father stood in the doorway, tall, imposing, his gray suit impeccable as always. His cold blue eyes swept the store before landing on Maya, his face contorted with rage. Peter! The name cracked like a whip. Maya's hands trembled. Dad, what are you doing here? Your aunt called, said you were working. He stalked closer. Dressed like this, like a freak. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to lower your voice. Margaret appeared at Maya's elbow. Stay out of this. He didn't even look at her. Get changed, now, we're leaving. No? The words surprised them both. What did you say? I said no. Maya's voice grew stronger. I'm not going anywhere with you. You're my son. You'll do as I say. I'm your daughter, and I'm done letting you control me. His hand shot out, grabbing Maya's wrist. You're coming home. I'll fix you properly this time. Let go! Maya tried to pull away. Security! Margaret shouted. Her father's grip tightened. Maya cried out in pain. Suddenly, a figure in a red security uniform appeared. A young woman with short black hair and striking features. Sir, release her immediately. Mind your own business. The security guard, her badge read Bianca, stepped closer. Last warning. When he didn't comply, Bianca moved. One smooth motion had his arm twisted behind his back, forcing him to release Maya. You're assaulting me, he bellowed. I'll sue. You assaulted an employee first. Bianca's voice remained calm. The cameras caught everything. Police are on their way. This isn't over, he snarled at Maya. You're sick. You need help. The only sick person here is you. Maya rubbed her bruised wrist. I'm happy. For the first time in my life, I'm happy. The police arrived within minutes. After reviewing the security footage and taking statements, they led Maya's father away in handcuffs. He shouted threats until the cruiser door slammed shut. You okay? Bianca's dark eyes showed concern. Maya nodded shakily. Thank you. Just doing my job. But Bianca's hand lingered on Maya's shoulder. That was brave standing up to him. I don't feel brave. I feel terrified. Brave people usually do, Bianca smiled. I'm here until closing if you need anything. The rest of Maya's shift passed quietly. Customers and co-workers alike offered support, having witnessed or heard about the confrontation. When 6 o'clock arrived, Maya found Bianca waiting by the employee exit. Thought you might want an escort to your car. I took the bus. Then I'll drive you home. Bianca held up a hand before Maya could protest. Not taking no for an answer, that man might be out on bail. During the drive, they talked. Bianca had been working security for 2 years while studying criminal justice. She understood family rejection. Her own parents had kicked her out at 18 for dating women. But you find your real family, she said, pulling up to Aunt Susan's house. People who love you for you. Thank you again. Maya hesitated. Would you like to come in for coffee? Bianca's smile lit up her face. I'd love to. Aunt Susan took one look at Maya's wrist and went into mother bear mode. Ice packs appeared, along with tea and enough cookies to feed an army. Terry and Katie flanked Maya on the couch while Bianca recounted the incident. That bastard, Terry spat. We should have known he'd track you down. At least he's facing charges now. Katie examined Maya's wrist. This is evidence. Take pictures. I'm pressing charges, Maya decided. All of them. Good. Aunt Susan's voice was steel. It's time he faced consequences. Bianca stayed until nearly midnight. As Maya walked her to the door, Bianca slipped a piece of paper into her hand. My number, in case you need anything, or just want to talk. Maya clutched the paper like a lifeline. I'd like that. The next morning brought a call from Linda. Don't even think about coming in today. You've had a trauma. Rest. But Margaret's already rearranged the schedule. See you Friday. Maya spent Thursday taking her exam. To her surprise, the test felt easy. Without the weight of pretense crushing her, her mind was clear. She finished early, confident in her answers. Friday's shift passed peacefully. Bianca stopped by during her lunch break, bringing Maya a coffee and staying to chat. Saturday, they had their first official date, dinner at a quiet Italian restaurant. I've never done this before, Maya admitted over breadsticks. Dated, I mean, as myself. We'll take it slow. Bianca reached across the table, intertwining their fingers. No pressure. Weeks flowed into months. Maya's hair grew past her shoulders. Her wardrobe expanded. She started hormones after consulting with a therapist and doctor. Her body softened, curves appearing where none had been before. Her face transformed subtly. Cheekbones more prominent, skin smoother. The court case against her father proceeded slowly but steadily. He pled guilty to avoid jail time, receiving probation and a restraining order. Maya felt nothing but relief. I want to make it official, she announced one evening at dinner. Change my name legally. About time. Terry raised her wine glass. To Maya, who was always there, waiting to bloom. The legal process took months, but finally Maya held the court order. Maya Elizabeth Turner, her authentic self, recognized by law. We should celebrate, Bianca suggested. They'd been dating nearly a year now. Dinner? Dancing? Actually, Maya's doctor had called that morning. I have news. Remember those blood tests last month? Everyone leaned in. Turns out I have unusually high estrogen levels. Always have. The doctor thinks it's why transitioning felt so natural. She laughed, tears streaming. My body was trying to tell me all along. Your body knew, Aunt Susan said softly, even when your mind was forced to forget. 2 years later, Maya recovered in a hospital bed. The surgery had gone perfectly, her doctor assured. Everything they'd hoped for. Bianca sat beside her, holding her hand. They'd moved in together 6 months ago, a cozy apartment near the park. How do you feel? Complete. Maya squeezed her hand. Finally complete? Good, because I have a question. Bianca pulled out a small velvet box. I know we can't legally marry yet, but I want to promise you forever anyway. Will you have a commitment ceremony with me? Through happy tears, Maya said yes. The ceremony took place in Aunt Susan's backyard that autumn. Maya wore an elegant white dress with long sleeves and delicate lace. Her brown hair was styled in an elaborate updo with baby's breath woven through. Bianca looked dashing in a tailored black suit with a burgundy tie that matched her lipstick. Terry and Katie stood as Maya's bridesmaids, both in soft lavender dresses. Linda and Margaret sat in the front row, dabbing at their eyes. Even Jessica, now a confident young woman thriving at Rosewood Academy, attended with her mother. I promise to love you through every transformation, Bianca vowed, to stand beside you as you continue becoming, to celebrate the woman you are and the woman you're still discovering. I promise to be authentic with you always, Maya replied, to never hide who I am, to love you with the whole heart I've finally learned to claim. As they kissed, surrounded by chosen family, Maya thought about the scared young man who'd arrived in the rain 3 years ago. He'd carried such pain, such denial. She honored his journey while celebrating how far she'd come. No regrets? Bianca whispered as they swayed to their first dance. Maya glanced around, at Aunt Susan beaming with pride, at Terry and Katie laughing with other guests, at the life she'd built by embracing truth. None at all. This is who I was always meant to be. The celebration continued late into the evening. As stars appeared overhead, Maya stepped onto the porch for air. The same porch where she'd first arrived, soaked and miserable. Now she stood in her wedding dress, brown hair gleaming in the moonlight, surrounded by love and acceptance. You okay, sweetheart? Aunt Susan joined her. More than okay. Maya hugged her tightly. Thank you for everything, for seeing me when I couldn't see myself. You were always there, dear one, just waiting for the right moment to shine. Bianca appeared in the doorway. They're about to cut the cake. Can't do it without you. Maya took her wife's hand, marveling at how right it felt. Every struggle had led to this, standing authentic and whole, loved for exactly who she was. Let's go celebrate, she said, and stepped back into the warmth and light of her true life. The years that followed brought more transformations, all built on the foundation of that first brave step. Maya advanced to department manager at the store. She and Bianca bought a house with a garden where they hosted Sunday dinners for their ever-expanding chosen family. They fostered transgender youth who needed safe spaces, becoming the support Maya had found with Aunt Susan. But the most profound change was invisible. The deep peace of living aligned with her truth. No more constant performance, no more exhausting pretense. Just Maya, brown-haired and bright-eyed, wearing her favorite burgundy dress, building a life of authentic joy. She kept one photo on her dresser, that Halloween picture Aunt Susan had shown her. The child in the yellow dress, beaming with pure happiness. Sometimes Maya would touch the frame gently, whispering to that brave little girl, "You made it. You're safe now. You're home." And in the quiet morning light, preparing for another day at the store where she'd found her courage, Maya would choose her outfit carefully. Perhaps the navy dress with white trim that started it all, or the flowing green skirt that made her feel like dancing. Each piece a celebration, each day a choice to honor the woman she'd always been. The exam that brought her to Aunt Susan's house? She'd passed with distinction, but the real test, the courage to live as herself, that was the victory that mattered. That was the transformation that saved her life. As Maya and Bianca renewed their vows on their 5th anniversary, this time with legal recognition, Maya wore the same white dress. Her brown hair had grown even longer, flowing past her shoulders in gentle waves. Surrounded by loving faces, Aunt Susan with silver now threading through her hair, Terry and Katie with their own partners, Jessica grown into a confident young woman, Linda and Margaret still her biggest cheerleaders. Maya spoke from her heart. 5 years ago, I promised to be authentic with you always. Today, I promise something more. I promise to help others find their authenticity too, to be the support I needed, to show that transformation isn't just possible, it's beautiful. The applause that followed echoed through the garden, but softer still was Bianca's whisper. I love you, Maya Turner. Every beautiful, authentic inch of you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other socials if you want more content, early access, behind the scenes, and more. All links down below.